Are meme coins about to make a comeback this year? And is this the final dip before crypto finally has its major breakout? I'm talking about Bitcoin. Would it finally break 110K with a clean breakout, as well as the altcoins following? Of course, if Bitcoin is actually able to break its all-time highs, I expect the altcoin season to be following very, very shortly. So we're going to be taking a look into that this video. Also going to be taking a look into a few altcoin setups, which would include TOSHI, Neiro on ETH, as well as Pudgy Penguins, PENGU, USD or USDT. Going to be taking a look into what's going on in these meme coins and their setups as well as price targets later in the video, usually after the 10-minute mark. So if you guys want to skip ahead, you guys can, but I highly recommend that you guys don't, because I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin and the major markets and how that could affect your meme coins and altcoins. So if you guys skip ahead, you guys are going to get majorly blindsided, okay? All right, we're going to take a look into some news. First, I'll give you guys my instant reaction to some major news happening in the crypto markets. First one is going to be by News BTC. Here's what will happen if Bitcoin price can manage a clean break above 108K.5. I agree. I think it's basically looking at a very similar, if not the same patterns I am. I've been talking about this pattern for the last couple of days. If we're actually able to break out of this pattern on the daily time frame, that would take Bitcoin to about 120K. But the major implication of that is that it would actually take Bitcoin out of this huge cup and handle pattern that has been consolidating in since December 2024, right, on the weekly time frame, and the price target of that is going to be about 145. That could do some pretty major moves for altcoins. Let's take a look into the next one by the block. Major macro tailwind crucial for Bitcoin during historically soft start to Q3, analyst says. Well, you guys might want to take a look into just the details of this news here, but I think the major macro tailwind I think it is talking about is going to be a very possible Fed rate cut that is going to be happening in September based on the CME watch tool. Okay, it is currently at about, let's check real quick. Okay, it hasn't really changed much. September is still above 90% for a Fed rate cut. Okay, so that's important because we haven't had a rate cut this year, right? And this is going to be very important. This is macro, okay? If you guys want to take a look into the details of this piece of news, you guys can in TradingView. I'm pulling it up from TradingView here. Next one is also by the block. It's called Bitwise sticks to $200,000 Bitcoin forecast for 2025, but tempers Ethereum and Solana outlook. Okay, so I think 200,000 is very much within the cards based on what I'm seeing on the RSI reading on the monthly time frame, because we're nowhere near a FOMO RSI reading. We're actually in neutral zone. I think. Okay, I can check again for you guys. We're actually in neutral zone in the monthly RSI reading, and if you guys actually take a look into previous bull cycles, it has had that major FOMO RSI reading before dumping. Okay, so I don't think we're anywhere near that, so I think 200,000 is definitely in the cards. Next piece, News BTC. Bitcoin shopping spree strategy continues accumulation with $530 million purchase. This is, of course, Michael Saylor. It used to be MicroStrategy. Okay, so that could be what's actually keeping the bears from actually pushing this price action downwards. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen here. I think what's most important is gonna be looking at the charts here. Okay. Now I did pull all that news from TradingView, and I use TradingView not just for news. I actually use it very minimal for news. I use it mainly for charts. I am a technical analysis guy. I like charts. I think that's final. Okay. If you guys are interested in getting TradingView, and if you guys are newbies in this market, you guys should definitely get TradingView. I've been using it for over 5+ years. It's how I learn technical analysis and charts, and how to actually read a lot of these charts, regardless of what the symbol is for myself. Okay, regardless of what others' opinions is, I'm able to actually develop my own opinions based on what I'm seeing on the charts. So very important to check it out. If I do have an affiliate link in the description section below, check it out. If you guys use my link to sign up, I will get a commission, and that supports my channel. And thank you very much. Let's go on to the Bitcoin chart here, the most important chart, right? Because basically, stock market S&P 500 futures has already broke all-time highs. Bitcoin still lagging behind at this point. Okay, what's going to go on here? I talked about a rising wedge pattern yesterday on the hourly time frame. Price target, the breakdown target was about 105K ish. Basically met that target to the T here, because Bitcoin went down to as far as about just the mid 105s. Now it has formed a falling wedge pattern. It tried to break out just a couple of hours ago, however, unsuccessful. It is hitting some major, some moving averages on the smaller time frames, including the hourly 200, which is the orange line. Price target, if it actually breaks out of this pattern, will retest about 108.5 here. So that is the significance of that 108.5 price level. It is hitting the 12-hour 21 SMA as well for the first time since it has actually broke above it. It is crossing over to that 12-hour 50 SMA, so that's very important. If this is the support it bounces off on, okay, I think it's likely because of the setup. We have a falling wedge, we have a moving average. It has actually just touched down on it for the first time after reclaiming it. But that's just my opinion and speculations, of course. None of what I'm saying here in this video is financial advice. Do your own due diligence, okay? I am long on Bitcoin, a lot of the altcoins, including Ethereum, Litecoin, and quite a bit of altcoins across the board. So my opinion is right now still bullish. Let's take a look into daily time frame. Daily time frame, falling wedge pattern. This is the significance of about that 108.5K level. If we're actually able to get a clean break above that level, price target is still going to be about 120K. But you know, the bigger impact here is that it actually takes Bitcoin out of this cup and handle pattern if it's able to break above that level, right? So this is basically what I'm looking at. Okay, still bullish consolidation patterns. If anything changes, I'll let you know, and that will probably not be good for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. But I think chances are, it looks like, you know, I still think we're gonna have a breakout here. It's just taking forever. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to let's go to the monthly time frame. Like I said, just take a look real quick. Okay, we do have bearish divergence on the monthly time frame. If you guys study that, right, it is important, but there are exceptions to this, to bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, especially when we go back to December 2020. Okay, what happened in December 2020? Major breakout for both this S&P 500 with monthly bearish divergence as well as Bitcoin. And it went on for a couple of months. That was the biggest move that I've ever seen. Okay, I was not here for 2017, but that was the biggest move I've ever seen. So let's go ahead and take a look into Toshi and see what's going on in this market. Right? Toshi. Let's take a look into what has gone on in here since the last time we've talked about it. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame. It has broken above that weekly 21 SMA, which was the blue line there. However, was unable to keep that support. Actually broke down below it. Now it actually has a setup, which is the falling wedge. Same setup, very very similar as the last time I've talked about it. And we have a falling wedge here. Okay, price target. If it breaks out here, let's just put it. Let's move the measure move a little more downwards because it doesn't look like it's gonna break out today. Then Toshi will have a price target of about 0.00075. Okay, that is still pretty big for Toshi because it's still a pretty big uh, altcoin by market cap. Okay, I've talked about on the 4-hour time frame there was also a falling wedge pattern that it broke out and met its price target to about 0.00049. Okay, so we can take that away and really just focus on what's going on within this falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame. Quite a bit of resistance above the price action. Your moving averages are going to be your resistance above the price action. So that's basically what I'm looking at for Toshi. Very short and sweet and clean. Let's take a look into PENGU, Pudgy Penguins. Now this meme coin is definitely having a breakout here, okay? This is the weekly time frame for PENGU. What's going on here? It has a very actually a very similar setup with Toshi, if you guys can actually see that, because it actually tried to break above the weekly 21 SMA for quite a few weeks, been unsuccessful, and now it actually finally broke above it with the setup to be a falling wedge pattern. Okay, now price target for this falling wedge pattern has already been met. Okay, uh, this is why you guys should pay attention to falling wedge patterns. It's it usually breaks to the upside. Price target was about 1.6 cents. Okay, it's basically almost there. So what could be doing now? What could Pengu be doing now? It could be forming some type of a cup and handle pattern, but it is not established, right? I see the price resistance to be about 1.75 cents. This is hypothetical. It hasn't happened yet. If it does happen, if it actually does form some type of cup and handle pattern, we can come back here and I can give you guys my updates on Pengu then, right? So make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to keep seeing these altcoins, or if you guys want to see any other altcoins in the market. Just drop a comment. I'll pick one request to do for you guys on a daily basis. Let's take a look into Neiro on ETH. This is the smaller Neiro, okay? And currently trading about 7.6 cents right now. I'm gonna wait for it to load real quick, okay? Alright, so this is Neiro on ETH. Let's take a look into the weekly time frame, right? It has had a pretty good run in recent weeks. Especially, I've had this coin. I've held this coin on leverage since I think about mid 2024. I finally got out of this coin a couple of maybe 2 months ago, and I was really happy. Okay, because I wrote this shit down, and when I was actually able to finally get rid of it because I was on leverage, I freed up a lot of my capital. Okay, um, I'm gonna look for an opportunity to get back in here, but I think right now I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to actually break above its all-time highs. Either that or pull back to a significant support here. Right now, Neiro on ETH, you see this falling wedge pattern, broke above it. Price target was basically to the T, right? About 12.8 cents. Okay, to the T there before it gets a pullback. This is why you gotta learn technical analysis. Price targets, even though they're only estimates, there could be more, there could be less. It's usually it's still a very good idea to get and just get a clue on where the price action could be going, what other traders in the market are seeing, so you know when to take profits. All right, so since it actually met that price target on the daily time frame, what I'm seeing here is a double bottom, right? One bottom, second bottom with bullish divergence that could be playing out right now, right? Price target, if actually breaks out of this double bottom, the neckline is going to be about 9 cents. Price target will take Neiro on ETH to about 10.6 cents, okay? Of course, also got to consider the downside. There's still a chance it might break down, okay? But very possible bullish divergence scenario here. Again, if it actually comes back down with a equal or lower high on the price action chart. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about for divergence on RSI, bullish or bearish divergence, you guys definitely want to Google that or just ask ChatGPT. So this is basically what I'm seeing for Neiro on ETH. And this basically wraps up for this video for these meme coins. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these meme coins. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, letting me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one.